Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition, dare I say, the holiday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the space where we hmm, burn down the things that are holding us back in all of its forms. How's everybody doing out here? Hold on, let me pull up the joint. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend. I hope y'all did. Shout out to everybody that turned up to the Remix Morning Show live event that happened this past Saturday in DC. I got to put a lot of names and faces together, and I want to shout out to everybody that came out, especially to my Black Liberation Media comrades who traveled distances far and short to make sure that they were in the house for when the folks them turned up in DC. And it was a really great, positive, vibey. It was dope. I have to confess, it was very cool. It was very chill. Guess what? I know you guys don't know this. We actually have some very cool ass fucking viewers. Shout out. Let me give some shout outs here. Shout out to Miss J Free who came through with the incense hook up. I said yes. Please and thank you. I will accept your incense gift, Miss J Free. Thank you so much. Those incense, they smelled quite delicious. It was you actually might see me sniffing them on the broadcast when it airs on the Black Liberation Media Patreon, which I'm pretty sure is still called Black Power Media over there on Patreon. We still trying to work out the kinks and shit. But yes, the live stream will be featured on patreon.com/slash Black Power Media. Shout out to Miss J Free. Shout out to Vicky Blues. Big up. Who else did I run into or who ran into me? What's up to Raw? What's up to Rao's pasta sauce out this joint? It was great. Shout out to Netfa Freeman for making sure the spot was beautiful and well lit and very nice. And shout out to Black Alliance for Peace, DC, the Mid Atlantic chapters who lended a hand. Shout out to brother Latif, who was like Ralph from the Jeffersons. He was at the door. He was at the door. So yes, it was a good time had by all. Everybody turned out, turned up. Who else was in there that I'm obviously forgetting? Shout out to brother Youssef, not infinite content, but shout out to infinite content, but a different brother Youssef. So shout out to brother Youssef. Shout out to brother Jamil. Brother Jamil came out. Shout out to brother P. Brother Peace Parish came through. It was great. So I hope you guys did. You guys check out the little clip I stuck on here. I went live when we were having a talk about go-go music, and Jackie Lukeman came through with the knowledge goddess. You know what I'm saying, and blessed us with some go-go historical insight. Yeah, go check that out here if you haven't seen it already. I keep unlocking my phone and then locking it again. So I don't no wonder I'm not quite in the live. But let me as soon as I hit the button, YouTube is gonna start saying something silly. Oh, it's one of them days, YouTube. You don't want to let me in. I see. No worries, no worries. We can press on regardless. Anyway, so please, you guys, engage with Black Liberation Media, of course. That is our new name, new number. Who this? You know what I'm saying? The new IG handle. Who that? You know, that's us. Black Liberation Media. Please be sure to continue to subscribe and support, etc. Shout out to the Remix Morning Show crew, Jacqueline, Gerard, Camus, Ear Doctor, Ricky Ryan, and shout out to Lucretia Williams. She wasn't there, but Lucretia, you was missed. You were missed. So, anywho, it was great. So because I peopled really high over the weekend, this was exorbitant amount of peopling. Well, let me rephrase. It's probably not that exorbitant amount of peopling. It is just a level of peopling I haven't done in a while. So my brain feels a little fried. So I said, I don't know if I got it today for a fresh new hot show. I don't know if I got that in me today, but what I do got is a StreamYard link for y'all's because we gonna make this a call-in show opportunity. Okay. So if you wanna hop on and talk about whatever you want. Actually, no, I do have a theme here. I'm gonna get into this. Well, hold on. Hold on if you haven't dropped the link already. Hold for a second because I want y'all to think about I want to introduce the topic, then we drop it. Um, so in addition to me being fried, not my usual fried, I mean, yes, a little fried, but whatever. I'm very bummed, guys. As much as we are moving towards uh the cataclysmic cliff as capitalism crumbles all around us, as we are faced with the lesser of two corpses, or rather two demons in the form of corpses to lead this rotten ass fucking nation. The earth is not waiting for the lesser of all the terrible decisions. The hurricane that is churning through the Caribbean, when I tell you that shit has me bummed out, I am extremely bummed. Hurricane Beryl came through where? The St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Carriacou. Where else did it hit? Grenada, headed towards Jamaica as a category 4 storm. Missing, thankfully, I think that they said it's going to come just south of Dominican Republic and Haiti, and Puerto Rico is not going to get hit. Where else got hit? Barbados got hit by this. It's just devastating. And let me tell you guys something. As much as the mainstream media, it is nonsense, full of shit. They all got different agendas. I will say, as somebody who used to work at a local TV station, the person who was in there giving you the most honest information are the weather folks, are the meteorologists, okay? They are literally the most learned people in the newsroom because they're actual scientists, right? Like you have to get some sort of accreditation. Like in every meteorologist that I've ever encountered is a real weather nerd, science nerd, right? They nerd out on this shit. When I hear the meteorologists like stone faced it talk about how never since they have been tracking hurricanes in the Atlantic since I believe the 1800s at some point, right? Late 1800s. So this has been tracked for some time. Never has a category 4, sometimes waffling on category 5, Beryl has. Never has a storm this powerful formed this quickly, this early in the Atlantic hurricane season. All the meteorologists are saying this is like an August, September, October type of storm. Cat 4, Cat 5, 155 mile per hour winds. They're saying Jamaica should be bracing itself for a foot of rain. It's July. Okay. Fucking hurricane season just started what, May? And so I'm very bummed about what Beryl is doing in the Caribbean. I'm more bummed that Beryl is only the second named storm of hurricane season. You guys, you already know this. For our friends who don't follow Atlantic hurricane season, so they name all the storms in alphabetical order. A, and then here we are at B. Oh shit. Oh shit. To give you some context, Hurricane Katrina was K, and Katrina didn't hit till September, right? So for the Caribbean to right, the Caribbean, yes, Beryl is barreling through the Caribbean, but after it hits Jamaica, where did it say it was going to go next? Not Cuba, maybe Cuba, but then it's headed towards the Mexican Yucatan Peninsula, south of Cancun. With all these ever worsening and ever strengthening natural weather events, disasters. It's all this brown and black folks bearing the brunt of this overwhelmingly. Now, last summer wasn't it Europe that got hit with a heat wave? But these heat waves, the kind of heat wave that Europe was hit with, Africa sees them joints on the regular. South America in the summertime see them joints on the regular. The burden of climate catastrophe is going to be continued to felt more acutely upon folks in the global south. And in the Caribbean, they close enough to the tropics. Like that's global south, yeah. Yup, it's global south. Is it global south? It don't matter. It's black and brown. The black. The emphasis on the black and the brown. That's everybody. So anyway, I'm very bummed out about hurricane season. I'm bummed out about Hurricane Beryl. Let me say this real quick. So last year, one of the last hurricanes to come through in 2023 was Hurricane Otis that struck Mexico on the Pacific coast. And what the meteorologists were saying about Hurricane Otis, it was a scientific anomaly, right? It had not, I don't know if it's accurate to say it had never happened, but what happened with Hurricane Otis was such a rare occurrence. I remember the meteorologists were talking like that storm is going to be taught in weather school. So what happened with Hurricane Otis? Hurricane Otis was off of Mexico's Pacific coast. And overnight, it went from, I believe, a tropical depression to either a category 5 or a category 4 storm. Scientists had never seen before a hurricane strengthen from a fucking, again, for accuracy, and all my weather nerds in the chat, feel free to speak up. But they claimed that they had never seen before a either tropical depression / tropical storm within a day, within 24 hours, all of a sudden become a cat 4 or cat 5. And that's exactly what happened with Hurricane Otis. It struck Acapulco, did tremendous damage to Acapulco. And that's right? So that was at the end of last year's hurricane season, 2023's hurricane season, Hurricane Otis. But here we are in 2024 at Beryl, doing the same fucking thing. Except I think Beryl did that shit in like a day and a half or something crazy, right? When the millibars drop, the barometer, like a hurricane is very much similar in pressure, air pressure, and wind speeds to tornadoes. So when the millibars drop, I think in that direct, don't they drop? Yeah, the millibars and shit, the barometer and shit be dropping, and that shit turned vicious. The other reason why these storms are developing so strongly, so quickly, is again the ocean temperatures. I'm sad, y'all. I'm bummed the fuck out. These motherfuckers is on TV talking about, the water temperature from Florida to the Gulf Coast to off the coast of Mexico, it's like 88 degrees, 91 degrees. The ocean, the ocean is 91 degrees. Like, what in the world? We can wring our hands about Trump, Biden. We can wring our hands about Putin. We can wring our hands about Netanyahu. Y'all, as soon as Earth say we finished out here, we are done out here. Don't matter who the fuck is in charge. Yeesh. So I saw all that today. And I was actually going to talk about, I was attempting to put together a rundown because I found a story. Shout out to the Men Post. The Minnesota Post had a good they're actually doing a good series. Them and a number of other nonprofit independent journalism organizations are doing series about the Mississippi River and the health of the river. And the article that they posted had to do with the dead zone in Louisiana in the Gulf of Mexico, where the Mississippi deposits into the Gulf. The dead zone, guys. Would you like to hear about the dead zone? I mean, and it's nothing new per se. I think they've been tracking this dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico for 30 years. And guess what they said? They said the dead zone is about the size of the state of Connecticut. Everybody should sleep so well. Um, what does the dead zone mean? Researchers from the Louisiana State University calling it the hypoxia zone. Hypoxia, meaning that the nutrients, which I have a issue with the terminology nutrients. This is what the fucking scientists are calling the shit. The nutrients, the runoff from the fertilizer that farms use upriver from Minnesota to Iowa to Missouri, coming on down everywhere the Mississippi touches, farms and niggas raising chickens and pigs and shit, and you know what I'm saying? All that stuff gets deposited into the Mississippi, travels all the way downstream, deposits into the Gulf of Mexico. But because of the nitrogen and the phosphorus, which scientists call the nutrients, which I'm like, they don't sound very nutritious. Why the fuck are we calling them nutrients? They sound like they should be called pollutants or poisons, not nutrients. See, nutrient denotes there's a benefit from said nutrients. Something is thriving. You know, you get your nutrients, you do good. But nitrogen and phosphorus in the goddamn Gulf of Mexico is not making the Gulf do good at all. In fact, it's contributing to a 5,800 square mile dead zone in which there is no marine life, everybody. It's a hypoxia zone. It is deprived of oxygen. It suffers from frequent and enormous algae blooms, which suck up all of the oxygen out of the water. Fish can't survive without oxygen. Neither can dolphins or whales, or even for us who may even have selfish reasons for wanting the health of the waterways to do good. I love seafood. Hello. The Louisiana shrimpers and the oyster folks, not just Louisiana, but Mississippi too. I mean, they've been complaining that the yields of seafood are not as plentiful as they were even 20 years ago. The size of the seafood is shrinking. It is no bueno. And I'm absolutely concerned about, global geopolitics and all that shit. I really am. But when I'm looking at these folks in the Caribbean suffering the effects, the ravages of category 4 hurricanes the first week of July, it's time to start rebuilding and burning down again, because capitalism is determined to just keep polluting us into just a constant state of weather catastrophes, environmental catastrophes. It's like, and let me tell you guys something. DC, the politicians on Capitol Hill specifically, and whoever the fuck's in the White House. Even though 2023, for example, was the hottest year on record, etc. When I tell you that DC, in my opinion, DC is not suffering. This region, the Mid-Atlantic region, has not been enduring the extreme weather as seen in other parts of the country. Not even close to what the fuck California and the West Coast has been going through. Not even close to what the Midwest has been going through. Not even fucking close about what that Gulf Coast has been going through. The Mid-Atlantic, weather-wise, we've had it kind of sweet compared to everybody else. So I said that to say, even though it's nonsensical, it doesn't, track with the data, but I think that politicians are disinclined to do or move urgently because literally it's not being felt here in DC in the same way that it's being felt across the country. And maybe that's off base. Maybe I don't have that right. But it seems like it, because you guys hear me. I celebrate when we actually have spring around here, because when the warm months return to the DC area, sometimes we can go from like 82 degrees to like 95 degrees. No problem. 91 degrees. But with the humidity, it's feeling every bit 97. You know what I'm saying? That's not uncommon. But past few springs, it's been, temperate. It's been, normal or regular or seasonal. So anyway, maybe I don't have that right. So anyway, this is what I want y'all to do. So we'll go ahead and drop the linkety link. I want to hear about an environmental story where you are, even if it's the fucking recap of recent weather events that you may have experienced wherever it is that you live. I know we got some international players around here. And if y'all want to call up too, I don't care. That's fine. I know Europe scrambling because they don't got air conditioner in Europe. Well, not standard, right? Like you got to go make a special trip to go get some AC in Europe. But anyway, so I know when the Europeans start throwing out like 30 degrees Celsius, I'm like, nigga, I cannot do them calculations, but I know that's hot. I am aware that is quite warm. Or maybe I'm getting them all confused too. Is my numbers way off? Have they seen 30 degrees Celsius and ridiculous temperatures? Yeah, whatever. I told y'all my brain is fried. Leave me alone, please and thank you. So I want to hear specifically about environmental stories, environmental justice, environmental injustice. Fucking, give us the recap of what them floods look like, what them wildfires been hitting on, what them as my granny would say, them storms, them powerful storms coming through. Kim, get off the phone. It's storming. Okay, Granny. Granny meant that shit too. I couldn't take a bath when it was storming. Granny said, it's storming. You can't get in the tub. I said, okay. Little Rock has been getting rocked with the weathers, crazy weathers. So, anyway. So, while we're waiting for Will well, I guess we're waiting for y'all, which is fine.
We got somebody in the queue, Kim.
We do. Y'all was quick on the draw. Okay, let's go there. Welcome. I was gonna give y'all some rules that y'all didn't have to cam up if you don't want to, but I'm glad. Hi. Let's look at faces.
Hi, pura vida. Ewa.
Oh, ¿qué tal? ¿Quién es?
Name is Ditso. I'm in Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica, right next to Panama. I'm a member of the community of Afro Indigenous here. I work issues of human rights, indigenous rights, Afro Caribbean rights. Pretty much, my work has been in the past 25 years in that area. And right now, yeah, we're look. Just just today, we had a very hot morning, mid afternoon. 1:32 o'clock, like clockwork, started raining hard. It's keep on raining. We're getting floods everywhere. Just Costa Rica. If I talk about Panama, Nicaragua, and then go all the way up to Mexico, my cousin is in Barbados. I talked to her just yesterday. They have mobilized and they have evacuated the area she was at to keep safe. But it's hitting us hard. This Beryl hurricane, and there's new information that a new tropical depression is following the hurricane. So a new one has created, and it's now feeding into slowly into the hurricane. So we have the hurricane and another depression coming in, and this is depression number 15 in the last 4 months.
That is my fear because I'm afraid that we're just going to be seeing these kinds of storms all season long, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even fathom we're at storm name B. And let's say if the storms we get as many as there were last year, 2023, where we got to Otis and T and V, and it's like, wait a second, I'm sorry, can the area, can the region, can the people, can the infrastructure sustain 20 Cat 4 storms or 10 Cat 4 storms and 10 other, category 2, very powerful storms, because it doesn't even necessarily take a 4 or 5 strength storm to do tremendous damage, and even to the point that you're making about the flooding.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it. Let me give you an idea of the region we're speaking on, so everybody gets a bit more acquainted, especially here in the Western Hemisphere for these regions of America. Everybody should know that we call this area America also. But just to give you an idea, hold on, let me just pull it up here. I don't know if somebody can share the screen I'm about to share.
Can you drop the link in the private chat
Yeah.
for Will?
All right. So right now it's
Yep.
sharing. This is the area that we're looking at. This is the Mesoamerican or the Central region with the Caribbean region. Beryl started right at the right hand corner, bottom corner, where it says Guyana. Um, that area that's cut off, that's the Guyanas and Suriname. But we're going to focus mainly on what's this area of Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, my country, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, etc. And then you have the Cuba, um, República Dominicana, Puerto Rico, and then what's known as the lower Caribbean, which includes many territories as well as Puerto Rico of either Europe or United States. But as you can see, for example, my area, Costa Rica, you see that big hole between Barranquilla and Puerto Lempira, and right in the middle, Jamaica.
Mhm.
This direction that we see here, my country is in a privileged position geographically where hurricanes don't hit us directly, but we always suffer the tails and the winds and everything of the hurricane. But if you look at the deep protection of the lower side, right hand corner, the lower Caribbean section, that area is where you see the creation of major hurricanes that happen. So this whole area, Plymouth, Rousseau, Castries, Kingstown, all these points that are, Barbuda, Martinique, Dominica, etc., will always be subjected to that. And if you look at the side right on top of Venezuela, that's Trinidad Tobago, and a little bit to the left, that's Curacao. Um, so you basically see the trajectory that the hurricane is taking. It's pretty much affecting the whole Caribbean in that sense. I don't know if people can see this better.
Can
So
you make
as you
that
can
bigger,
see,
Will? Is there a way for us to spread more
I
light?
made it bigger on my side. I don't know if you're seeing it bigger.
Will. Will's gonna try to work on it and see if we can get it to be a little bigger. But continue, because this is great information. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, sure. So this area of America is extremely famous for that creation of tropical depressions, especially coming from the area that is more closer to the Guyanas and northern part of Brazil. So from there, it starts creating because of the different winds that there are in this area, and well, we get the effects that happen today in that sense.
So I wanted to also bring up the water temperatures, right? Because
Mhm.
that's what the meteorologists say is creating the fuel to help drive the creation of these mega storms. Can is Costa Rica experiencing the warming ocean to the extent that I guess like the upper part of the Gulf of Mexico, where the water temperatures are reported to been 88 degrees, 90 degrees, 91 degrees, is Costa Rica experiencing that sort of ocean warming at the same rate?
Yes, and in the Atlantic side, bringing up the map again. Well, now that you visualize it, remember that this zone, the Caribbean, is mainly affected by the Atlantic.
Mhm.
But majority of countries in Central America are affected by the Pacific and the Atlantic.
Mhm.
So we have conversions that happen within our regions. So if we look at the Caribbean's waters in the last 12 years, I'm going to bring up the information. I have it in one of my sources, but it has risen 1.2 uh, centigrades from what it was ordinarily. For example, usually the minimum temperature of the water in the Caribbean, especially on what would be considered mid to lower section of the Caribbean, ranges anywhere between 24 centigrades to 31, 32 centigrades. And now we're seeing that the maximum is reaching 33, 34, depending on the time of the year, etc. So it ranges in that sense, but yes, there is a warming of the water, and that is contributing to then this type of situation where you had the tropical depression number 14 that then boom out of nowhere became a hurricane number 5 with category number 5. You know?
It's staggering because all of this acceleration of the worsening of the storms is happening much quicker than scientists had predicted. You know, it was all this, oh, we got until 2050. Psych. It's actually more like 2030. Psych, psych, psych. No, no, no. It's actually coming like faster. It's actually not even coming now. It's here. And unfortunately it's being borne more harshly on folks in the region, in the Caribbean, in Central and in the Americas, in the South Americas, the Central and South Americas, and in the areas in which Black people live in the United States along the South, right, are the same regions that also experience deadly tornadoes and get those direct hit hurricanes. So it's like, how are we going to survive unless we get a little crazy? Like Seal said. What are some of the policies? I'm gonna let you go here because I think we have some other folks standing by. But
Okay, yeah,
what
I
what
was about to bring another source in that sense.
go
It
ahead.
is in Spanish, but this was of last year. Translation, just so people, I'll try to translate it. This is from the Meteorological uh, World Organization, Estado del Clima en América Latina y el Caribe last year, or the state of the climate in Latin America and the Caribbean. Uh, Something interesting. We say in Spanish, America. We put America first before the Latin, but that's another conversation. Anyhow, I just wanted to show the bullet points of that time frame. For example, bullet point one that you could see here, it tells us in America Latina and the Caribbean was the 23 last year was the year most hot year of any of the last 100 years. So the level of the sea has continued going up at a superior rhythm than the world than other parts in the world. For example, a severe drought. This bullet point that I'm showing right now that has the little little sun with a dry ground right here.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make it as big as I can. For example, una sequía severa e intensa agudizada por las olas del calor. A severe drought, a severe and intense drought aggravated by the waves of heat. Asoló vastas extensiones de América Latina en 2023 hacia finales del año. El 76% de México había padecido sequía en cierta medida. Hit hard various extensions of Latin America or America Latina in last year, 23. Towards the end of last year, 76% of Mexico had been suffering a drought in different levels in that sense. So that was what I was talking on the chat. We started this year, January, uh, beginning on December, the rest of Central America, November, December, January, February, March. And then April, those 6 months, not a drop of rain, and we were at temperatures anywhere between 40, 41 centigrades. That's about 90, 100, and depending on areas, reaching to 110 every single day. So it was we were dying of heat here, and so, to such a degree that our electrical grid that depends 70 to 80% on hydroelectrics was beginning to suffer, and there were there were beginning conversations that were gonna start gonna you know um, taking the, ¿cómo es la expresión? Resguardando or safekeeping our electrical grid and turning off the lights at a certain time. And right at that time of conversation, rain started. And
So
that
people,
was everywhere from Mexico down to Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyanas. So, yeah.
so there was an extended drought
Yeah.
throughout most of Central America, and then the government was attempting to, I guess, impose some sort of restrictions on folks in terms of usage.
Yeah.
And then it rained.
And then it rained and it hasn't stopped. Now we're getting flooded.
Oh well, shit.
Mhm. No salimos de una para entrar en otra.
You said that we don't know if it's one thing, it's another.
Yeah.
It's something like that. My Spanish is no good, but I can understand a little bit. What I didn't catch your name at the beginning. What's your name?
The name I use is Ditso.
Dito.
That's an indigenous word of the Bribri. It means seed.
That's amazing. Dito, in terms of Costa Rica, you don't have to give us your specific location. Are you on the Atlantic or the Pacific side?
No, right now today I'm in San Jose, the capital. But I am a volunteer first responder, especially search and rescue. So I'm at call at any moment. I would have to travel to any part of the country that is required if it's required, and mainly what I do is just assist on efforts of anything. We had an issue just what was it, a week ago, where there was a restaurant on the northern part of the country. You had Saturday and Sundays filled up. Monday came in, big rain came in, and the whole restaurant came down.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily, there was only 5 people in that restaurant that day. Nobody died. Everybody made it out safe. But had that happened one day before, you would have had deaths anywhere between 200, 300, 400 people.
Oh my God. Well, you said I can tell a country that is under some favor because I can tell when a people are blessed and highly favored out here legitimately. Dietzel, I so appreciate you calling. And listen, I would love to have a conversation with you and others, especially in South America, Central America, about the gentrification of Americans coming, not maybe not just Americans, Canadians, and all the goofy Westerners, but everyone's coming to y'all's countries because it's nice, number one, and they're realizing like, oh, well, we can just pay cheaper rent and just American the whole situation down here.
I'll send you an email if you need a resident Latin American political analyst that can tell the history, the realities, etc., especially on Black Central America or Black America in that sense, if we want to use that term, Caribbean as well as South American. I'm the man for the job because that's my area of work, and I need to educate more what we call here the estadounidenses, or if they show us the attitude, the gringos.
It's okay. Well, I appreciate that. Dito, please send me an email because I think your perspective would also be very valued on Black Liberation Media, formerly known as Black Power Media. We try to talk and include the range of the diaspora, and a number of our comrades are very tuned in to what is going on in the Caribbean and in Central and South America. So thank you
Let
so
me say goodbye as my people, the indigenous, Beshko Woblaba, which means walk with your eyes open. That's how they say goodbye.
that's a
Or see you later. Beshko Woblaba.
Beshko Wolaba. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You don't even know how profound that is, Ditso. You don't even know how profound that is. But thank you. I appreciate you calling us up from Costa Rica. Yes, thank you. We needed that international perspective because the way that that a lot, at least this hurricane story is being reported here in the US, it's, the Caribbean. It's like, well, we're talking about individual nations, we're talking about very distinct cultures. Can we just make it a little bit more specific than just the Caribbean? So
And even more simpler, Caribbean is an American area. It's within the Western Hemisphere, this continent we call America. But that's another conversation. I know you have people waiting. Muchas gracias. Pura vida. Beshko woblaba.
Beshko Wolaba, hermano. Muchas gracias.
Pura vida.
Hey, hey, y'all didn't know we had folks in Costa Rica. I didn't either. So, what a fantastic surprise and insight and lesson that we just got from Ditso, from all the way from Costa Rica. So, thank you so much, Ditso. I thank you so much for that. Our folks are feeling it, you guys. They are feeling the effects of all of this climate catastrophe more so than, not to say that Americans in the norte, Los Estados Unidos, not to say that Americans are not feeling it, but mm-mm, mm-mm. Anyway, we got anybody else on deck? Will, what was the other
Got your
story?
brethren up here. Infinite content.
Infinite. What's that internet connection hitting on, homie?
I'm not certain. Can you hear me?
I hear you. It's a little less choppy. Let's try.
Okay.
Keep talking. What you got to say? Thank you so much for calling up, Infinite. Appreciate your Cash App supports that you have been running the platform. That's how you show love. Bop
So,
bada.
so here's the thing. It it's been raining heavier, more in the summertime, and I live by a creek. So when it rains heavier, what happens is that floods the area because I'm downstream on the creek. But like just on Saturday, it rained like all day, and I'm looking out my window. I'm like, oh, this might be a problem because they've been doing some development around me. So now they paved over where plants and stuff were. Now it's a parking lot. Now it's not getting absorbed in by the soil anymore, and that's causing problems. Additionally, have you noticed that we've been getting more nor'easters the past couple of years?
Yes.
And they don't always hit Philly, but when they do, that it's a complete headache. Complete headache.
So I've got some friends in South Jersey, and y'all, was this last year or year before? Y'all had one of those storms that they call a derecho, right? It's
Hmm.
basically an over the ground hurricane. Now it's not a tornado, it's a derecho. Like
Yeah.
they call it the bow echo. So you look on the motherfucking radar and shit, you see the
Hmm.
storm coming through like this. So it's like all of these hurricane force winds, gale force winds. And my friends in Jersey said like their outside furniture like blew away. I mean, I don't mean like, it knocked over. No, no, no. It blew away.
Yep.
And it it's bananas. It's bananas, Infinite. I mean, in Philly, hello, here we are on the East Coast, Philly, Baltimore, New York City, Boston, Washington, D.C. Are these funky ass cities gonna be around in 100 years, my nigga? Like, I
Uh,
mean,
I'm not
it's
certain. Like I I think Philadelphia is far enough inland that it like the o- the rise of oceans won't directly affect us. However, a heavy storm is between two rivers.
that's right. The
Mm,
Schuylkill and the
and and
Susquehanna.
Delaware.
Oh, the Delaware.
Yeah.
Ah,
So it's like when
I
heavy
knew
storms
that.
come and they're doing all this construction and development on it it's it causes problems with potential flooding. So that was just. all I want to talk about. But at least we're not in Texas, and we actually have a regulated power grid.
Well, for
To-
now, for
Yeah,
now, everybody shit is susceptible to all kinds of fuckery, whether it's man-made fuckery or nature-made fuckery. Everyone's power sources is vulnerable, to be perfectly honest. Like, don't forget, remember those brownouts and those blackouts they had in the aughts in New York? New Yorkers, y'all remember that?
mm,
That shit
oh
wasn't cute at all.
yeah, that's happened. I remember that you're reading about that happening in the '70s, where they had like a blackout in New York from a
Oh
heat
yeah,
wave.
that was the son of Sam. Remember,
Yeah,
summer of Sam.
it's
That was the summer of Sam.
like
New,
ooh, you could have got touched.
New York seen some wild shit. It's been wild. They say it's wild in the bricks after sundown, but that's not New York. But anyway, Infinite.
Mm, mm,
Thank you, babe. I appreciate hearing from you, Infinite. Yeah, I would keep you on, but I feel like
I
it's
gotta go.
sorry. Okay,
I'll get off so I can open it up for everybody else. You know how we do sometimes.
it's love, Infinite. You know what I'm saying? I know my folks when I see and hear them. You know what I'm saying?
All
It's
right,
like thank
you take care of yourself, and remember, bail is not in the budget for the third quarter, so
what
don't get
what's
in trouble with bail.
what's not
BAIL.
what's not
Bail is not bail is not in the budget for the third quarter, so don't get
oh
in trouble or don't get
oh
caught. I'm not
bail.
going to tell you what
Okay,
to do.
okay. Thank you.
See you
Thank you,
later.
Infinite Content.
Bye bye.
Thank you. So, Infinite brings up an interesting point about, not only changing weather, but the role that land management and development has played in how worse damages can be depending on how the area was planned out, right? Like, so I know for our folks in Texas down there when Hurricane Harvey and some of the other big storms came through, why did they do so much damage? Well, because so many homes, neighborhoods, towns even were built on a floodplain. And these motherfuckers knew they were building on a floodplain. And they was like, capitalism, fuck it, not our problem. Sell all these lots, put houses up here. Let's move these people in here. Let's get a property tax base for the revenue and all of that. We just create a town. Fuck it. What's the likelihood that we'll get more than one of these once every 100-year or 200-year storms? Well, y'all didn't count on you did not count on the global warming, now did you? Into those calculations. So hey, so now we have entire swaths of literally millions of people living in areas that will continue to flood. And where are they going with their floodplain house? And not even places like that. Let me talk to y'all about what happened in the tree line streets, motherfucking Howard County, Maryland. Look up what happened to Old Town, historic Ellicott City, when it rained real hard. Okay, it wasn't even a fucking hurricane. It just rained real hard in historic Ellicott City. Motherfuckers got swept away. Go back and look at the video. The shit was nuts. That shit was banonkers, and it just rained real hard. Now, why? Why was historic Ellicott City almost washed all the way away? Because upstream, upriver, there had been lots of development in which what? The tree canopy was removed, decimated. Storms didn't used to fuck up the area as bad because you had more trees, more brush, more soil to absorb the water. And now that's gone. And the remedy is not plant more trees. That is a short term that doesn't even do what people think it does. Just that's just some liberal propaganda. We'll just plant, or some even fuck some conservative propaganda. We'll just plant some more trees. You don't seem to understand. Not y'all smart, y'all know, but they don't seem to understand a lot of these trees, especially on the East Coast or even in the Southeast. These are old fucking trees. They've been here a while, decades, multiple generations, right? You have these ginormous oak, pine, big trees. And not only do they come down in the storms naturally because of the strength of the storms, but again, for development purposes, it's disgusting to me that we continue to still build new housing in this country. It is gross. We have lots of empty housing. Let's start there. We have housing that needs to be improved upon in all kinds of ways. I mean, if you want to develop, you want to build something new, then knock down something old and unsafe. Maybe lead paint, lead pipes, something that is old and hazardous. Yeah, knock that down, build something new that is not hazardous. But hello, don't put out the people that were living in the less safe housing and displace them because they can't afford the new housing. But the joke is, under end stage capitalism in America, can nobody afford the new housing. Nobody can afford the new housing. You should hear the kids on TikTok, the 30 somethings, with legitimate gripes. They like, hey, I got the money, but I ain't got the credit. And the landlord said no. Or these property management companies are asking for outrageous deposits and credit scores and ratio, income debt to ratio. I mean, it's like, what? Like, this is the rent somewhere. This is ridiculous. All the housing in the world in funky ass America, and they still want to tear down trees and put up new houses. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Environmental justice or injustice. I thought there was another story. Hold on. Hold on. Well, of course, we can. I mean, Southern California could be an ongoing environmental catastrophe conversation. We could talk about not just SoCal. I'm sorry, the whole California. Let me not leave nobody out, because from the droughts that the folks in the deserts experience, that random as fuck hurricane that hit Los Angeles last year. What? The wildfires that leave the hillside burn scarred. So when it rains hard, they have these terrible landslides and mudslides that displace rich people in some cases. But then, you know, with everything else, everything rolls downhill. So who's and that's what people, the environmental folks, justice folks in California, especially in the Los Angeles County area, they talk about that because it's such an urban landscape. It's such a concrete place. LA is. Where are the trees? Where's the ground to absorb up all the storm water? Gone. It's just concrete. That water just turns into a flash flood, a raging river, with nothing to stop it, right? No natural boundaries, no natural resistance, no brush, no major forest anymore. Like, we down bad. And trust you me, guys, as bad as we are down with this American presidency election looming, which affects actually, I mean, I think the election of the American president probably impacts more lives around the world than it does even people in this country, to be honest. Because most politics in this country are felt locally, right? So you are more likely to feel the effects of policies passed by your county council or your city council or by your mayor or by your governor, right? What the president does, is he mans the ship. He drives the battleship, right? The tanker, the I can't even get the word out, but you guys know what I'm saying. So when Donald Trump or Joe Biden continues to send weapons to genocide Palestinians so that Israel can continue their genocide, that's so many lives being impacted. When AFRICOM is still on and popping, and shout out to the African nations that are, kicking out the colonizers. We need more of that energy, and we need that energy here too. I don't know, guys. But when the earth is ready to be done with us, the earth is going to be done with us. Done with us. Absolutely done with us. So, in addition to preparing for any sort of political turmoil, we have to be ready to survive what the earth is likely bringing our way, and has already brought a lot of our folks. Hold on, let me see if I could try to get in the chat again because this thing was acting funky. So,
We got your nephew on there, Kim.
oh, Dawn.
Don, yeah, he got a blanket on campus. He just out handing out pamphlets and
Oh,
sandwiches and stuff. Just being
a
a
young,
member of society. We
a
appreciate
young,
Don.
young revolutionary brother out here.
Uhuru, Auntie Kim.
Hey, Uhuru nephew, how you feel?
Yes. I'm honestly kind of pissed off because this professor is making us buy the $100 software for this 6 week class, and a nigga is young and unemployed and fine.
Okay, but also a nigga has paid tuition. The fuck? I mean, they can't.
Right,
It wasn't included.
right.
The fuck
Wait, and
is
then on top of that, let me explain. You know the struggles of academia. This professor is a part-time professor that is teaching at three, count them, three
Mm,
separate community college institutions here at California, and
okay.
did not know that the software that he's using for his class is even an option for what California has called OER. So yeah, I got on here to bitch about academia.
Hey, well, Dawn, you can maybe share some of these California extreme weather stories with us. What have you seen? What have you heard? Because
Okay,
California has been
so
simultaneously on fire and underwater for at
so
least 2 years.
So it's another beautiful day here in sunny Southern California, right? I look great. It looks great, right?
Great.
But as far
Yeah.
as the temperature, it has been right now. It's been fluctuating pretty extremely, right? Also, it's getting more and more unlivable, right? I'm always thinking about the victims of houselessness in the greater Southern California area. Remember here that we have the one of the world's most prestigious universities, literally a stone's throw away from what is called Skid Row here in Southern California. And it is definitely getting more unlivable for the unhoused peoples of Southern California. Southern California infrastructure cannot even handle the most basic rains, right? Literally, if we have 1 day of rain in Southern California, water is coming up to people's doors. And this is in South LA, where even high school students are already walking over victims of houselessness to walk, from their homes right to their high schools and middle schools and elementary, right? So the situation in Southern California is dire, right? I definitely put on a pretty mask, a pretty face for it when I do all of this, but the situation is dire. Uhuru once again. And don't forget,
Uhuru
y'all, we need y'all out there September 3rd, Tampa Bay.
for the Uhuru
Well,
3
Tampa, not Tampa. Yeah, on September 3rd.
on September 3rd. Yes, I know you will keep us apprised of those movements and goings on, Don. Thank you,
All right,
nephew.
Uhuru auntie, I
Yo,
gotta get back in here.
go in there, handle your business, baby. And Don brings up another extremely salient point, everybody. As much as we talk about the rising oceans, warming seas, what kills more people in terms of climate related deaths around the globe is heat. Is heat. Um the incredible temperatures experienced on the subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, going into the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Where did they have that funky ass soccer tournament? Where did they have that shit at? Where was that shit at, Will? It wasn't Dubai, it was somewhere else. Somewhere else too goddamn hot. And they brought all the Africans and the Bangladeshi people over there to make the goddamn soccer stadiums and shit in 130-degree temperatures. Outrageous. But it's heat, everybody. Heat is a killer. a mass killer. And it probably killing more people in America than they want to admit, to be honest. And to go even further, to let you know how the people in charge and the policies that they are supporting are literally ain't shit. For our folks that are from Oregon, Franny French in here. Franny French, tell the people them about that Supreme Court ruling that said that homeless people did not have the right to sleep outside. Why not? Where the fuck? Then where are they going to sleep? Right?
That
But if
that tournament was in Qatar. The Chester
Qatar, thank
hot
you.
ass Qatar. Yep.
Hot ass fucking Qatar. I knew it was one of them Jones, one of them rich Arab nations. I don't. I that just reminded me of something. I went to this is years ago. Some club, some Connecticut Avenue, fucking international shit. I was at random. Don't ask me why I was there. And I struck up this conversation with this Arabic young lady, and she kept telling me that she was the poor Arabs because I was looking. I'm like, those are nice earrings. She was like, yeah, I got these for 21, or somebody brought her some earrings. Her parents, somebody. It was nice. I could tell them joints was real diamonds. And she was like, yeah, but we're the poor Arabs. I'm like, oh, the what? Leave me out of y'all ethnic stuff. I do not even know what you are talking about. Let me be. Keep me out of it. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. But anyway, hot as fuck. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, all the places where they import the poor laborers from Southeast Asia and they bring them in from Africa and they put them to work in inhumane conditions because their lives don't mean much to these rich folks, right? Same here. Amazingly, how that works. Fucking Ron DeSantis in Florida removing protections for workers outside to get shade breaks and bathroom breaks as the temperatures increase. I mean, this is America. America is fine with capitalism killing us. They have made that clear. But capitalism, rather, the climate as it continues to erode from capitalism, yeah, they're okay if the climate kills us as well. But I guess it's all capitalism, huh? I don't know. It's time for the aliens to make themselves known. It's time for y'all to speak up because the humans, pardon me, the capitalists, more specifically the whites, it's not just the whites. I know the whites have got lots of willing accomplices of all racial stripes, but y'all know, we know. we know who the architect of all this shit is. It's the white. Y'all know it. That shit shouldn't even be controversial. This shit should be accepted knowledge and fact. We know it. Something must be done. Something must be done. But in the interim, we got to do what we can do to survive. And let me tell you guys something. I want to shout out to Brother Balagoon and Belay from Warrior Class on Black Liberation Media. Because not only do they give y'all really good advice about literally how to protect yourself, self-defense, etc., but they do give these survivalist tips, which we need to know. Not fuck no, we need to be activating. We need to be on top of the shit. Do you even have a first aid kit in your house? Let's start with the basics. Let's get some basic stuff poppington, right? Like, everyone's got the radios, they're battery operated, or the shit that I keep seeing on the TikTok shop, which I mean, I'm like, do y'all sell crack on the TikTok shop? Like, there's every fucking thing on the TikTok shop. But the TikTok shop got these solar powered radios because all the survivalist TikTok says when the shit goes down, the power grid, as some of our folks were mentioning, when the shit goes down, when your motherfucking cell phone service goes down, when your goddamn cable get cut off, when all the Wi-Fi, ain't no Wi-Fi, when all that shit goes down, you're going to have to be turning to that radio, baby. I actually want someone to come on who knows about ham radios Look, the babies don't even know what the ham radio is. What's they say, Auntie, we want the turkey radio. And then we want the veggie radio. No, no, no. It's called ham radio, kids. Ask your great grandpappy what the ham radio is. Like we need to be getting creative and thinking about alternate means of communication that extend beyond the telephone, the Wi-Fi, and the cellular service, right? How are we gonna talk to each other if this shit all fall to shit? We cannot have just the whites, just all the only ones prepared. No, because we know what they're gonna do. What the fuck they been doing? No, absolutely not. I don't know if I trust the doomsday prepper whites. They seem I don't know about them. You gotta turn me on to the lefty radical doomsday preppers, because the rest of these doomsday preppers, they it's the Bundys. It's Eamon Bundy and his merry band of um kinfolk who shoot at government agents and somehow themselves don't die. It's quite incredible. It's amazing. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you guys for letting me talk through me being bummed. We want to send love and fucking survivalness and solidarity and rebuilding feelings and vibration. Shout out to Leah Boggs too, because Leah, I did see Leah down at the. I just Leah that just came into my head. Shout out to Leah Boggs. She was at the Remix Morning Show thing. But to the folks that are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Carasu, who are in Jamaica right now, bracing for Cat 4, Barbados, uh everywhere, Cuba, like please, please, please think about your folks, look out for your folks, pay attention to any aid, groups that are going to be on the ground helping people get back on their feet. I'm sure our comrades over at Black Liberation Media may be able to put us in touch with those organizations that are managing those resources, because of folks in the Caribbean and in Mexico. I'm going to need some help after Beryl, and it's just Beryl. We're just at B. So anyway, last thing before I go, I wanted to thank everybody for the contributions made to Ricky Ryan's fundraiser. The last time I checked, the fundraiser is at 4,300 of the $5,000 goal that we had set. So that is that's incredible. We're only $700 short of being fully funded, which is amaze balls, because I feel like Paul Rudd. Like I didn't think we'd get here. I didn't know it was gonna be us out here like this. But because of you all and your generosity and your amazing spirit and your recognition of the depth and scope of the work that Ricky Ryan is out here doing in these streets, in these Maryland, DC, VA streets, working with Black Alliance for Peace, making sure, we get free and shit. So the last I checked, I think we're, like I said, 4,385 donors. Now, I don't know if that's 85 donors or 85 donations, because we know certain people whose name might rhyme with Dranny Drench. we know some people named Dranny Drench. They done ran the fundraiser like 2-3 donations. So I don't know if the Franny, you throwing off the count in the best way, by the way. So I know we had 3 donations from Franny French, but I think we have had like 85-ish donors. So either we hit 5K or we get to 100 donors. Y'all take y'all pick. And if you go to GoFundMe, which I believe has the link has been dropped in the chat, you can give a donation at $5. Now I think GoFundMe charges a little fee, and they're goof monsters for that shit. But you can make a donation under $10, I believe. So if you have not already contributed, if you have heard us push this fundraiser and be like, yep, you know what? I got Ricky. I gotta, next, whatever. Now is that time, kids. Now is that time. So we had 85 donations. If we can get to 100 donors, 100 donations, 100 donors, that would be amaze balls. Or get to 5K, whatever comes first. Because unbeknownst to me, some of y'all is balling. Imagine my surprise when I look on the fundraiser. I said, oh, somebody gave $600. Oh, somebody else gave $500. Couple y'all ran us 200, 100. I said, look at these balling asses. So some of y'all is ballers. So ballers, you can finish this thing off in record time. If you are not balling, your $5 is deeply appreciated, and I thank you for it in advance. So let's push through the last, and I'm gonna call it the last phases of this fundraiser, because the bitch is almost all the way funded. So what the fuck? Well, I mean, once we hit the mark, we good, and we finished. So we're gonna make sure that Ricky gets a revolutionary ride that is reliable, that is clean, that is something that she is not gonna have to take to the motherfucking shop a week after she gets it. Because if no, she can cuss us out. Well, me. She can cuss me out if she got to take the joint to the shop. No, we are avoiding all of that. My goal here is to hand Ricky a motherfucking road ready machine that she could just put the gas in the bitch and go. That's it. That's all I wanted to do, is get in the car and drive. I don't want her to take the shit nowhere, because I want to be able to give this to her with a clean bill of vehicular health and all of that. So you guys, can I say this also? And then Will's like, Kim, I wish you would shut up. I'm gonna say this and then I'm finished. So once we present the revolutionary ride to Ricky, it is hers. She could do with it whatever she wants. She could keep it. She could sell it. She could, call exhibit to come pimp the shit out. I don't know what she could do whatever she want to do with it. But what I will do to y'all, for y'all, is to do a reconciliation of how the money was spent, right? Because I ain't in the fundraising business, okay? so I wish you guys could see me like monitoring like how the money's being spent. I'm like, oh Jesus, okay, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. I'm just trying to make sure we don't, we don't mess anything up, and nothing's been messed up. But I, as a just as a show of good faith for all of you that have donated, the community that has donated, the Fire Fam, the remixers that have donated, I will give a report and tell y'all and break it down how the money got spent, so y'all don't think nothing untoward. Because I feel a responsibility, because you guys answered the call. You guys answered the call in very short succession. Y'all answered the call. I didn't see no bullshit, and there wasn't nobody hating. y'all just did it. And I'm like, wow, okay, yes. Wait till I give my report. Y'all gonna be impressed. Y'all gonna be impressed with how the money got broke down. So anyway, the final throes of the fundraiser, helping Ricky get a revolutionary ride. If you have not yet already donated, consider sending a donation. Thank you so much. Wilbert, did we have any super chats or any members, any anniversaries, anything? Happy belated birthday to one of our Fire Fam All-Stars. He's been a mod here, y'all, for I don't know how long, but he's thorough with his moderation game. And you guys, wish Latif a happy belated birthday. Latif had a birthday yesterday on July 1st. We appreciate a Cancerian brother who is on his cancer job, on his cancer BI.
Latif dropped the selfie like a R&B album, looking out the window. He said, "Girl, when you coming back, make sure you bring something for me from the store." That's what he said.
Now, was it giving you Jaheim? What was he giving? Was it giving you Tank? What was he giving in the R&B selfie?
Definitely solo. I don't know. Definitely a solo act. I don't know if he would be dancing though. That's the thing.
I'm trying to think.
Getting all the money. He a manager. He done chilled out. He just managed a couple acts. He He just getting it together.
Oh, that's right. Wait, Latif got them light skinned eyes. He's probably giving y'all Devontae. He's probably
He like,
giving
oh
y'all.
me.
He's all the chronic in the world couldn't even mess with you,
Nah,
baby.
happy birthday, Latif. And we
Yes.
definitely appreciate you and your energy. For sure. For sure.
Big up to Latif. So thank you so much for that. What did
Oh,
anybody
and infinite content, he said, stop putting out his government name. Now we all know. Thank you, Infinite. In true
infinite?
Leo form.
Infinite.
Ain't nothing like it.
Infinite. Don't let me go up to that Temple University Hospital fucking septic stop and holler out your name and it be like 10 niggas in beards turning around.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
She taking your badge off your shirt.
Even though what we do is wrong. That's it. Nobody sent no money.
That's it. Yep.
That's fine. That's fine. And y'all don't have to because y'all send it and don't send it to me. Send it to Ricky for the moment. So anyway, Wilbert, thank you so much for doing what you do. Oh, we do not have a show Friday because Will said fuck y'all. He didn't say that.
I ain't say that,
He
but
ain't
if
say
that's
that.
how you no.
No. Well, where are you going?
I love it. No, I ain't going no. I ain't figured that out yet. I was trying to see my friend is pregnant, so I was trying to go see her. She having a girl.
Uh-oh, you
Little
having a
girl.
girl? You having a girl?
Nigga, you gotta chill. When my seed drop, the world gonna know. Okay,
You say
you
your
already
friend having
know
a
that,
baby.
boy.
I mean,
No,
I know how y'all millennials use the term friend and shit. Well, shit, I'm Gen X.
I was
Well,
about to
let me
say,
shut up.
nigga, y'all
And we got
big.
that from boomers. We got that
It
from
just.
boomers.
I about to say them motherfuckers. Everybody. That's just my friend, Mr. Chuck. No, that ain't no friend.
Mm-mm.
He wouldn't be. He wouldn't be friendly if you wasn't friendly with him in that way. Okay.
That part. That part. Well, congratulations to your friend. And
Yeah,
good for
Cash.
you.
Shout out to Cash,
Good for you. Go,
baby
yes.
girl. We
Go.
can't wait to meet you.
Yes. Uh-oh, she having a Leo?
No. She having
A Cancer?
Capricorn. The baby ain't. Yeah, the baby not due till December. But she pregnant now. She just got out. She pregnant now. She's
Oh,
still.
okay, word. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking we about to
We
meet.
love black women on this channel. I don't know about you, bro. You
Oh,
gotta
okay.
chill. We
Okay.
uplifting the queens.
Word up. Well, then I'm a chill then. So, all right, y'all. Shout out to Don. Shout out to Ditzo for calling us up from Costa Rica. We
Oh
appreciate
yeah, Diso. Shout out to Diso. I'm sorry, that was it. Diso,
that.
you killed that. Thank you for coming on. Send us a DM
We
or
got the lessons.
send us an email too so we can follow you
Yes.
on your
Oh, yeah.
platform
On your
too.
socials. Absolutely. All of that. We would love to have you back on here and have you on Black Liberation Media as well, Ditzo.
So,
Yeah, you got that vibe. Okay, y'all. We'll see y'all. So wait. Yes, we're not no show Friday in honor of this punk ass colonies holiday. Even though I'm not sure if Black Liberation Media is doing a morning show on the 4th. If they are, I'd be happy to join. Fuck this holiday. So anyway, no show on Friday. We will see you guys back here next Tuesday. So be safe. Watch out for them firecrackers. Oh, double entendre. But look out for the real firecrackers because they're dangerous. Watch them around children. They will burn shit up. They will burn like they literally set off. Like there's been a couple of apartment fires around here. One of them caused by Roman candle flew up onto someone's balcony and displaced dozens of folks. So it's not a game. And can I say this? If you are inclined to shoot off fireworks in your neighborhood, please think about not doing that because of the dogs. My dogs hate 4th of July, hate it. In fact, Breezy got put down on July 6th, like 2 years ago. But I think in part because she was deeply stressed by these fucking assholes next door who shoot off fireworks every year when I have dogs, the people on the other side of them have dogs, the people on the other side of them have dogs, people across the street have dogs, and yet these dickheads insist every year on shooting fireworks off in front of the house. So don't be that dickhead. Okay. Be considerate of people's pets and animals. And I'm sorry, I think this fireworks shit is antiquated. And speaking of the earth and pollution and shit, it's deeply fucking pollutive to the planet. It's very bad. Fireworks and these fireworks displays are extremely disgusting and emit tremendous amount of pollutants into the air, into the atmosphere, even the handheld shits. So fuck fireworks, fuck the celebration of the 4th, fuck all that shit. Don't do them shits because it's trifling. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. We'll see y'all back here next Tuesday. See y'all later. Bye bye. We'll see you on the morning show tomorrow. Bye.